Hi, welcome to the story of St Kilda, ahead of our round 21 clash with the Saints in 2023. So in this video, I want to go through my best memory of playing St Kilda and my worst memory of playing St Kilda. And I'm going to ask you to do the exact same after this video in the comments below. This, for the first time, we have a club since I've started doing these videos where we've got some rich history. You know, we've played 225 times against the St Kilda Saints, according to Blueseum. The Blues have won 164 of those, and we've lost 59. We've drawn 2 of them. My memory of St Kilda is not a good memory. For the most part, they've beaten us. I mean, that historical record is heavily in Carlton's favour, but my memory is not that at all. Circle back. I'll start with my worst memory. This was the first time I can remember losing by 100 points to any team. It was 2004. We played the Saints at the Dome, or Telstra Dome as it was called back then. Now it's Marvel. We actually kicked 88 points, so we didn't. It wasn't too terrible. The problem was St Kilda kicked 31 goals, 196. They beat us by 108 points at the Dome in front of 37,000 people. And this was the day that Brendan Favola lined up at fullback on Fraser Garrick, and Garrick kicked 5. And this was, like I said, one of the first times I remember losing awfully like that, like over 100 points. And there were many of those games in that period for us, but this one just stuck out. I think because I started really loving Fev, and then, you know, now we know that it was a bit of a disciplinary thing, and Dennis Pagan was trying to, I guess, teach him a bit of a lesson. And I think he just learnt that Fev was not a fullback in any way, shape, or form. I went back, had a look at this game, and some very interesting points to come from this game. So the Brownlow votes: Nicky Del Santo with 3, Lenny Hayes with 2, Fraser Garrick with 1. This was Scott Campriali's 200th game, and he was the acting skipper on this occasion. Ricky Mott debuted for Carlton that day, and this was the biggest loss ever that Carlton had endured and have endured to St Kilda, and also St Kilda's highest ever score against the Blues. If you go to our best and fairest votes, some interesting names here. So David Teague was voted as our best on ground when it came time for the best and fairest. He took home 30 votes. Matty Lappin had a really good game, 29 votes. Brad Fisher with 20 votes. And Glenn Bowyer with 8. I don't know who that is. Apologies. I don't remember him. I don't remember him playing. But Matty Lappin, 27 disposals, 9 marks, 3 goals. No good. Terrible. And it was, I think I was pretty young. I was probably 11 or 12, something like that back then. So that was my worst memory. My best memory. Oh, before I get to my best, there have been some really frustrating games against St Kilda that we've had just recently. 2022 Carlton Respects game, just the inaccuracy and just the lack of ability to come and hunt them. There's something about the Saints that I don't know what it is lately. In the last 10 years, there's just been something about them, something in the air. They seem to play better against us. I don't know what it is, but that 2022 loss was really frustrating. I think, obviously, knowing how the season ended as well, and we were inaccurate, and we just allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do, seemingly. So that was frustrating, but obviously not as frustrating and as devastating as losing by 108 points. Now, my best memory against St Kilda, I don't know, this might be a bit of a weird one, but it was 2019. So the scene was Bolts had been sacked. Teague comes on board. It was that end of season, that last 10 games, whatever, that he coached, where we looked to be playing with a little bit of freedom. It was a dead rubber. Absolute dead rubber. We played at the MCG. I remember Jacob Wiedering, I think, was a laid out. As I'm walking to the MCG, I'll never forget seeing the tweet. I'm like, fuck. I think Levi Casbolt might have played in defence that day. Mitch McGovern was playing forward as he was at that time. There were 55,000 people at the MCG. I do not have these stats in front of me. I'm recollecting them off the top of my brain. So if I'm wrong, correct me, please. But I just remember it so clearly. I had just come home to Australia not long before, and there was an energy in that crowd that I kind of won't forget. Like, the season was dead. We weren't playing finals. They weren't playing finals. It was the new era for us. We had a little bit of juice because we had gone through the change, and history will show that was just a bit of a Band-Aid fix, if we'll call it, a bit of a sugar hit. But the scenes that day when that final siren went and we all roared, we just wanted to enjoy something. This was, a fan base that had been coming off, 2017, 2018, and then, 2019 was a disaster as well. So we just wanted to get excited about something, and I will just never forget. I did fan cams in person that day, and that was the infamous "How About the Baggers" by my boy Stevie.
How about the baggers? How about the baggers?
So that was a good day. Good fun, good times. Hoping that we can replace that as the best memory against St Kilda soon. But yeah, those are the two that stick out for me. Yeah, it's been fun. They frustrate me a bit, St Kilda, because there are times where I felt like we should be beating them more than what we do, but there is no such thing. It's just whatever happens is what happens. So I don't write the script, unfortunately. What about you? What do you remember about St Kilda? Now, there are a lot of games against St Kilda, so I would like to hear from a wide range of people who have seen a lot of games. I think this one will be a really good one for the comments, because there's so much history. There's so many of you that have been born in so many different eras and seen so much. So let us know in the comments below. What's your best memory against St Kilda? What's your worst memory against St Kilda? As always, go Blues.